Man, oh man, doesn't the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship look like a prestigious event this year? I'll make 30% of you that have not smashed the ever-living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so you guys don't miss out. More Oz content over here. We're going to have a couple of memes to kind of start things off here for the World Championship. Man, they're really highlighting the back rooms out here, just kind of giving you guys a showcase of what's going on here. And I wanted to start off with the funnies to get that out of the way. So the memes aside, what in the world is going on? You know, like, the Japan Championship was luxurious. It was crazy awesome looking. Well, I've heard a couple of rumors here, and I wanted to unpack these rumors and talk about why we're seeing them playing in what looks like an office building slash a warehouse slash classrooms, because I've heard all three of these particulars. But from what I'm hearing was a couple of things. The venue that they had booked actually canceled on them last minute, which I don't have confirmation on any. This is just what's going on. There's a picture of the stage not being built yet, also floating around as well, which means that, you know, preparations either were not made in time, or, you know, the rumor about said stage not being built in time kind of forced them to make this. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news here for everybody that's, you know, coming down on this and they're like, you know, this is BS, you know, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs to be a lot more prestigious, you know, like, this is an insult to the players. No, I genuinely think that Konami was either just dealt a bad hand with the cancellation, if that is true, or something happened at the back end of things that allowed day one not to be, you know, quite the prestigious looking event that it needs to be. So I actually am coming to the defense of Konami here and going, hey, you know, jokes aside, all of this, on Sunday, I think that things are going to look a lot more. We probably should see the actual, like, full show. Like, it should be, like, the exciting, you know, it should actually look like the esports, because we do have, you know, people getting the chance to come out and watch the finals, all right? I mean, to be fair, they did jam-pack 7 frickin' rounds of Swiss and a top 8 playoff into one day. Like, you're playing a regional one day, and they're like, all right, you're coming back for 2 rounds the next day. Like, if you listen to the stream, they definitely talked about mental endurance playing through all of this. Like, the fact that you have to grind through all of that, boy, it's something. Now, with the situation that today looked like, it looked like a lot of the content creators looked very bored. I'm just going to throw that out there. They had the Akihabara tour. There was all of that, you know, fun stuff. And to answer the question, Robbie, you know, this is the most prestigious event. They had them playing on paper playmats. You know, what's up with that? Well, they might not have had access if everything's kind of locked away at the venue and they can't get to those supplies because, you know, they're not available. You kind of have to make do with what you're given. And I kind of have a feeling that's what it looks like they were forced to do at this point in time with this. I understand that, yes, this is the first Worlds that we've been back. You know, previous years we had, you know, the whole Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy setup back in the day. We had all this procedure stuff, and it's also really funny because community's like, wow, you know, we just had that shareholder meeting. You know, Worlds is supposed to look like it's supposed to look prestigious. It's supposed to, you know, bring in all of these new players. You know, you have Pokemon Worlds coming out next week you have to compete with. If they really couldn't get the venue for the first day and they were just screwed up, I think they did the best with what they were given. They were given a crap sandwich, if that's the case, and they were all able to do the best with it. Now remember, this is all rumors. Everything on the internet tends to be, you know, literal, you know, they said whole she you know, said bullshit at the end of the day. But there's got to be some justification for this. It can't just be the, oh boy, you know, we ramped this up, because you can definitely tell that they've taken things a lot more seriously as of late. The concede rule definitely is more in place now, and I think that's a very strong thing. Also, one other thing to note here, off of watching a lot of the tournament experiences, It definitely kind of felt like, you know, the OCG had a disadvantage this year. And I don't know if it's just because, I think it was the earlier stages that kind of, you know, draw you into this perception of things. Because they are using the TCG policy documents, you know, the 40, you know, minute rounds, 45-minute rounds. If you received a time penalty, you automatically got 3 minutes added on to the timer for, you know, the taking too long. So that was actually a pretty cool policy to actually see being implemented here. And they're actually, you know, doing something about it. On the flip side of things, I mean, the time rules are awful. There's nothing we can do about that. At the end of the day, I mean, you still have to go through, you know, paying the judges. I mean, there are, you know, rules in place. I don't know what the rules are in Japan where they're at right now, but labor laws in the U.S., obviously you got to compensate people based on the minimum wage of the local area. So that's something that people don't tend to understand, you know. They're like, you know, why are, what's up with the judge situation? Well, yeah, you got to still comply with local labor laws. Contrary to popular belief out here, the smarties out here on the internet think that they can get by, you know, bypassing that. That's not how that works. So, my other expectations out of Worlds, I am a little bit disappointed with the overall setup for day one, especially, you know, once again, you're coming off of that Japan Championship. You had the sweet transitions. You had all of the excitement that was built for it. And then you reach Worlds and you're just like, this is like the best of the best here. And once again, I mean, this is going to go down in the memes as the backroom event of Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that, all right? Like, we have officially set this up. Also, they did mention on stream, Jerome made a comment talking about Alistair the Invoker. And the TCG's become very notorious for paying attention to the little things that are said. But it's been 0 days since somebody in the TCG has normal summoned Alistair the Invoker. Now, I don't know if that's a sign that Alistair's getting some more Invoke support here in the near future. Maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into that. But after those shenanigans with the Gold Series years ago, where they got the entire Gold Series hinted to us on stream, everybody kind of looked around, they're like, it's been a while for a Gold Series, you know, nobody cares at the end of the day. And then you look back and you're like, oh yeah, they did give us that little bit of a spoiler. Now, we also do have the announcement, which will be tonight. I believe it's at midnight. Now, all things considered, I don't think they're going to give whatever said power-up announcement that is coming here without having the proper stage set up, the proper looking worlds. All right, I think we're going to be drawn together for this. Whatever that announcement is on the 0 timer, I think it's all going to come together tomorrow, or, you know, later today in terms of expectations. So the immediate disappointment is there. You know, we didn't get to see things. I'm also very curious to, you know, see like the goodie bag stuff that these players did get the chance to get. I'm interested in seeing more of the stories and things, and I really do hope that, you know, the grand finals and the semifinals do bring themselves together. Do let this be a lesson in the future, though, that planning probably should be executed a little bit better. Better planning, better execution, and I'm willing to see where it goes. But this is the first Worlds back, you know, 2019. It's the last thing that we had going for us, and that's, you know, 2020, 2021, 2022, nothing. So we got to get back into the pacing of things here, but if we're getting a backroom archetype, this is literally the best spoiler they could have ever done for it. Like, imagine things I've gotten from this event. Alistair the Invoker was mentioned. All eyes are on alert. We're in Konami's basement out here playing the most crazy dueling skills in the world, and the fact that we have a crazy announcement coming tomorrow. I can only imagine the level of insanity it's going to turn over in the next 24 hours in this card game. Alistair Invoker support, right. Imagine if that was by far the biggest no-tip spoiler in the world. Well, enjoy. You guys have a good rest of your day. Patrons, thank you. Ugh.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.